What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Man, I'm hyped for this one because today I'm going to be giving you guys 3 reasons you should stop watching anime. Anime is a wicked show and you should never, ever watch it. So yeah, guys, it's just a few minutes out of your entire day that could change your life forever. But anyway, with that being said, let's get straight into this one. Look, you guys already know the Bible says the eye is the lamp of the body. If the eye is dark, the whole body is dark. But if the eye is light, the whole body is light. So what you look at is critical. What you watch, what you entertain yourself with determines the light and darkness that will come into your soul. So it's critical to be so cautious with what you guys are watching. All right, guys, with that being said, let's get straight into these 3 things. Okay, reason number 1. The origins of anime. Look, the origins of anime are demonic. They are evil. So guys, the history of anime actually goes way back, all the way back to the earliest periods inside the 20th century in the 1900s. Around 1912, that's when pictures, these drawings started to come into fruition, started to become films, started to catch traction, which soon would take place a few years later to make anime go viral. It was going to become heavily popularized. Now, there were multiple people involved in the creation of anime, but someone who later on heavily started to popularize anime was a man named Osamu Tezuka. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, guys. I'm not the greatest at pronouncing names, but this guy was heavily inspired by Disney, which, if you guys don't know this already, Disney is demonic. It is a demonic, evil, satanic entire industry. Even in the title, Disney, they have 666. If you guys really go in depth with it, you're going to see all the satanic symbolism, all the inappropriate pictures and things, hidden subliminal messages in Disney. They have even been sued by certain companies because of all of the crazy, inappropriate things they add into their industry. It's demonic and it is a satanic industry, and we shouldn't be watching or having anything to do with Disney. Now, anime was created in Japan. It is full of Japanese culture and origins. But anyway, here's what you guys are not going to know, or probably didn't know, because this is really what started the whole outbreak of anime. It was actually enforced by their government to go viral on their Japanese platforms and networking channels, their dark websites. They put anime up and made it viral on purpose, and I'm about to show you why. During the Second World War, it says right here, in the 1930s, the Japanese government began enforcing cultural nationalism. This also led to strict censorship and control of published media. So, what you guys might not know, but during this time, Japan controlled their social media. They controlled the networking. They controlled everything that happened online. They controlled what their people were fed from and fed by. They controlled the news, all that type of stuff. But it says many animators were urged to produce animations that enforce the Japanese spirit and national affiliation. Some movies were shown in newsreel theaters, especially after the film law of 1939 promoted documentary and other educational films. Such support helped boost the industry as bigger companies formed through mergers and prompt major live-action studios such as Shakiku to begin producing animation. So ultimately what this means, guys, is that Japan, for the reason I'm about to go in depth with you guys about, they started to enforce the cultural networking, social media. They enforced all the news, the live streams, what got put in the theater, and ultimately they did this on purpose, and they put anime inside of it all and had its own twist, and they put that twist inside of it, and they added this into all their newsletters and all their social media platforms and all their theaters and everything on purpose. Why? Well, let me explain. So, because they were in the World War, the Second World War, and this is not completely factual, but this is what a lot of historians and people who have done great research on, and people even who I know have dissected into what was happening here. The reason for why they heavily produced anime into all of their stuff, all their networking, was because they started to lose people. They were losing soldiers. Their population started to decrease majorly. So why bring anime in? Well, they started to have a decrease in their population, and what was happening was they started to have to overwork all their employees. There are people working 16, 18-hour shifts. And so they would go home, they wouldn't have time to actually, have intercourse and do that type of stuff with their wives. So the numbers of their population were starting to go in the negative. People were dying much faster than babies were being born because they had their men working so much, so hard, and so often. Nobody had time to actually, reproduce. No one had time to actually be with their spouse and do that. So what they did was they heavily influenced their culture. They influenced everything with these sexual little things that they would put in animations to try to ultimately turn on their people, their employees, to go home after all that hard work was done and be able to have that ability to reproduce. I'm trying to explain this to you guys as simple as I can without being weird. But ultimately, Japan was losing people, decreasing on population. So the agenda behind anime was very sexual, to sexualize their population, to sexualize their employees, to sexualize their people so they could reproduce. So ultimately, the purpose of creating these animations and popularizing all of it, one of the biggest reasons, this isn't completely factual, guys, but this is what most people believe based upon the historicity of it all and the origins. They did this to try to gain numbers and population on purpose. So there is a wicked agenda behind anime, and ultimately to seduce people into that type of stuff. So this, guys, I know it's crazy, but this is going to bring us into point number 2, why you should stop watching anime. The sexualization. Guys, it's no joke. Everybody knows this. Anime has very heavy sexualization in their characters, in the acting, and in it all. They heavily emphasize that on purpose. Part of that is because of the agenda I just explained to you guys with the origins and all. But there's a big agenda, there's a big spirit behind anime that wants to seduce you guys into falling into a vulnerable state and position in your life, that wants you to fall into sexual immorality. There's tons of sexual immorality in that show. The way they have the characters lined up, the stories behind it, you're going to start to see that there's a very demonic agenda behind it all. It's pretty messed up, actually. They got all sorts of themes with these characters doing all sorts of poses and motions on purpose to project demonic images, to project a demonic mindset into these people, to keep people enslaved to sexual immorality. You want to wonder, you want to know why you keep falling into sin, why you keep, clicking that website that you know is not of God, why you keep making these poor decisions. It's probably because you're watching things like anime, these cartoon networks, you're scrolling and you're viewing this type of stuff, which you know is wrong deep down in your heart, and you need to cut it out completely, guys. There's heavy sexualization in this show. Now, you may be saying you don't watch any of the weird ones. You don't watch any of that type of stuff. Or maybe you just skip the scenes. That's going to bring us into reason number 2 why you should not watch anime. Witchcraft. Look, there is tons of sorcery, magic, witchcraft, occultic practices all over the show, hidden in every place. There's all sorts, there's Hinduism, there's Buddhism, there's New Age spiritualism, there is a I forget the exact name, but it's a Japanese religion that they heavily emphasize inside that show that is absolutely demonic, guys. And you know, God despises sorcery. He despises magic and witchcraft and all this stuff. So why would you entertain yourself with what God despises? I'm telling you guys, when you are watching anime, when you are addicted to anime, it's a big open door for demons in your life. It can become an idol. It's just something that you guys should not be watching. I don't care how good the series are. I don't care how good these movies are, how fun the video games are, the comics, all that type of stuff, guys. I'm telling you right now, the devil will use anime against you in your life and keep you bound into a place that keeps you away from desiring to get in the secret place with God. There is a whole demon behind anime, guys. This animation demon is seducing people into perversion. It is keeping people away from God. I'm telling you guys, cut out anime completely. It is a demonic show. God does not want us to be watching this type of stuff, guys. I promise you, your life will change if you just give it up. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope this video has helped you out. Don't forget to, if you want to support the ministry, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments about this one. I'm very curious. I can't wait to go check those out. Share this to a few friends. Turn on notifications. That way you don't miss out on any of these videos. And yeah, guys, with that being said, hey, you all have a great rest of your day, and God bless you.